Okay, today we are taking a look at yet another Beast Wars figure. I got a new camera here, so hopefully you should see at least a little bit of improvement in the video quality. But regardless, today we are taking a look at one of the basic figures from the first year of the Beast Wars. This is Iguanus. Iguanus is a Predacon, and he's using more or less the same mold as the two-pack Optimus Primal and Megatron that had the alligator basic Megatron. It's more or less the same mold except with a different head, and obviously it's got the frills here to be one of those frilled lizards, and it's a pretty okay lizard mode. It sits well on all four of its feet. It's a little weird with the arms here, having it sort of be like bent up like this. I think that the implication is supposed to be that just the brown section is actually the lizard leg, and then this is part of the body. But obviously, since it's the arm in robot mode, like it kind of still just looks like it's folded up like that. But it's not the end of the world. I think there's far worse, things that a lot of the Beast Wars figures do that just doesn't really look like limbs are attached properly. But I think it works well with Iguanus. The only real articulation you'll get in this mode is the mouth can open, and he does have a painted tongue in there, and the teeth are molded in for some champa. You can like rotate his legs up a little bit, but you're not really getting a ton of articulation there. Yeah, but to transform him, he is one of those flip formers, so he is very easy to transform. You just take the tail here and kind of unhook it, and then whoop, it'll just fold up like that. So, you have it in lizard mode, and then flip down, and then to finish off the transformation, the legs were like this. You take the feet and fold them up to reveal the hands. You take the robot mode feet and fold them down, and then the lizard mode hind legs you just flip to the back, and then flip the tail down along his back, and there you have Iguanus in his robot mode. And he's a pretty good little robot. I like him. I think I like the Transmetal 2 Iguanus that came out later a little bit better, but this guy's just a nice, simple figure. Simple, adequate, pretty good. Articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint, so it's seated in this kind of like weird way. You can see the ball joint in there, so you can get it to fold down, but he's kind of just like looking into his chest, so it doesn't really do a whole lot, but of course you can get it to rotate. The shoulders are on ball joints as well, as are the elbows, which also affords him a bicep swivel. Nice lizard-like pattern sculpted in there. The thighs are on ball joints, and the knees are as well. So, pretty adequate, Beast Wars basic ball joint articulation. The one other feature that this guy does have is his weapon. You take the tail and just pull it off the section here. It just clips on to that piece right there with two little nubs. And then what you can do is take this section of the tail and flip it in, which reveals a gun barrel, and then he can hold on to this little peg here, and that gives him a weapon. And I like that. I like that a lot. The Beast Wars figures is really like in the old toy line where they started doing the integrated weapon storage. And that's something that I've always been a big fan of. I don't really like, when figures just ask you to just leave the gun off in whatever mode or just like peg it onto the top of a car. Like, I just think that's kind of dumb. So like, I don't care necessarily if the weapon is made out of the alt mode parts. I mean, that's cool when they do it, but I like that the Beast Wars figures at least have a place to store it. And I think something that a lot of them kind of fail in is then they don't have anywhere to store the weapons in robot mode other than just the figures holding them. But because of the way this attaches, you can easily just like leave it back on his back, and that works perfectly well as weapon storage, in my opinion. So pretty good. Has all the markings of what I'd want in a modern figure, except it's from the 90s, and yeah, pretty good toy. I like Iguanus a lot. And these flip formers are really fun because they're just really easy to flip back and forth. And there you go, back in lizard mode. There you have Beast Wars Basics Iguanus.